Right, it's yours.
Oh
I
shit.
I can
That's
get
a
next
lot of
week.
pages. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 pages of notes for last session.
Well, it
Wow.
was a lore session. It was a lore session.
Speaking of which, good evening. I think. Why are you being weird, Twitch?
Because it's Twitch.
Oh, there we
Did
go.
it
Good evening.
Okay, how many times you gonna stop
It
that?
has been a minute for me. I have.
It feels like it's been a minute. It went by so quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm.
Well, I have us on the mod page, so
Yeah. I'm just saying. Like I feel.
man, I got sound, so nothing's weird.
No, I just.
Maybe just had a hiccup.
Yeah, Twitch was just being weird. It wasn't. It was like telling me that we were live, but then it wasn't giving me an image. It does weird things like that sometimes. So, but the
Says you're offline for me. Let me refresh.
yeah, refresh.
Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Fixed.
Which be weird. So
The
That
Blinds
Twitch.
be supporting our artist friends.
yeah, they'll be here. They're off supporting one of our friends who's been on stream before. Bear. They had an art display exhibit. I don't know what you want to call it. Thing for school. Yes, some of us are still young enough to be in school.
It's college though, so
I'm in college too.
I said some of us are still young enough to be in school. I know what I said.
As the second oldest one here, I disagree. Continue.
But yeah, Blinds will be here in a little bit. Hopefully.
I mean, as the oldest one, I can go back to college if I really want to. I don't, but I could.
That's fair.
Oh.
All right, Lore Man, recap.
Oh well. I'm getting a lot of foreshadowing here. I think I know what we're gonna have to do tonight.
Well,
Okay.
please fill me in.
I will get to that point. So we had just finished rescue. We have just finished rescuing the captives from the church previously, and then we returned to HQ and took ourselves a rest. It sounds like the church has. I mean, I don't know how they wouldn't be aware, but they found out that something had happened, but they were making sure that the public isn't aware of what was going on. We were officially, the Church of Geisma officially reported that they were assaulted just completely out of violence. So we're terrorists. It was a completely unprovoked attack. Let's see. Then we revisited the idea of trying to get somebody undercover to infiltrate the church as one of their own to get insider information. My character D has begun the process of establishing a disguise with the assistance of Haru when he's got nothing better to do. Then we tried to figure out, what are we going to do next? We've got to do something, anything to throw more wrenches in their plans. So one of the ideas Valinar had was to try and throw some seeds of doubt into the minds of the public by, just the drunken ramblings of a random street drunk, right? It's going to go and talk about how there's a summoning circle beneath the church, and they're taking people and doing sacrifices and horrible things. And
I was pretending to be an acolyte getting drunk. So
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was essentially just thinking out loud, and some people started to buy that idea. Yet stayed behind, train
By the
all of
way,
our
Valinar did not sell
folks.
the drunk part well.
No, he didn't. But it was enough to get people's attention. Let's see. Do. Skip over that. Yeah. So Asta returned Valinar back to HQ. This is the first time D actually saw Valinar as Valinar. Immediately recognized him, but Haru wasn't freaking out and talking to him just like normal, so it was not really a big deal. Then Asta went out to go drinking on her own because she was a bit jealous that she couldn't do it while escorting Valinar previously. We haven't seen her since. Let's see what else.
Which that has fun implications for tonight.
Yes. Then the lore dump. Then the lore dump. We got to look through a yearbook that had essentially the history of various classes for the church hierarchy over quite a significant amount of time. And we were pointed out, Valinar and Palama and such in the pictures, but Palama specifically seemed to be in an odd way, yes. The photo that we saw was guessed to be about 200 years old, and there she was, clear as day. Looked just like the Palama we know today. And we're flipping through, and we find that, there's a period of time where she disappeared, thought, she's dead. And then a little bit later, maybe 30, 45 years ago, give or take, she starts popping up again in pictures. And it's like, very similar, except now there's like a beauty mark on her chin or something like that. So we only have like theories of how that could possibly be. Maybe she's not human. Maybe she was brought back by some ritual. We don't know how long Erin has had her hands in the church here. We don't know how long things have been going on like this. We just know that something's fishy with Palama. And so using that information, Denoch and D decided to try and contact a member of the most devout following. Yep. We're supporting each other, So we went out to try and convince the most devout sect of Polama's following, the Divine Fangs, which is a group of lupine warriors. Specifically, we needed one that might be the most willing to listen, and with a little advice from Shia through Valinar's sending, we learned Hunter would be a good option. Let's see. We got to the town hall where the Divine Fangs typically hang out when they're off duty, and took one step in the door and realized we were under the effects of a zone of truth.
One that we both rolled.
Yeah.
What, 20?
We rolled pretty high. We rolled pretty high to try and escape its effects, and it wasn't high enough. So we were under the effects of Zone of Truth talking to one of the members of the Divine Fang, and it's like, oh shit, this could be very complicated. So choosing to leave out key information and the fact that Denoch was interpreting loosely for D, we were able to somewhat speak to Hunter about Palama and some of the things going on at the church without completely giving ourselves away. Although he acted suspicious enough that we believe he knows who we are. And
believe nothing. I fully believe he knows who we are.
Based on the way that he told us, sent us with a message for those we work for. He specifically sent us with a warning, saying that if we know anyone in the chains, we need to remove them.
And you kind of took it the wrong way.
Yeah, it's like, you mean kill them?
when it was obvious he was meaning get them out of there, evac.
Get them out of there. I'm like, I'm not gonna kill anybody. He's like, no. You just sentence them to death, pretty much. I was like, I'm not gonna remove anybody, but he's like, then you just sentence them to death. That would be the warning that it sounds like the church is aware of where the resistance is at and shit's about to go down. And based on some of Haru's foreshadowing of it's possible Aaron may already know where we're operating from, I think tonight we're gonna have to relay this information and say, look, we're gonna have to get out of here now. So hopefully that catches us up to speed. That being said, Asa's still out on her drinking spree at this time, which means if we decide to uproot ourselves, she may end up coming back to an empty HQ. We'll have to cross that line when we get there.
Yep. And
of course, we could always rely on Valinar to send.
That is true.
Oh,
oh, good timing. We just finished the recap.
Perfect timing. Let's go.
So
totally meant to do that, huh?
They were actually listening on Twitch and then like, okay, now's a good time to pop in. May I have my inspiration, please?
Absolutely. No.
Thank you. As we now had to head back to HQ.
Is it the hindquarters?
No.
Well, I can't argue with that logic.
So. Let's go ahead and start with the double Ds.
Wait a minute. Does Zone of Truth count as a charmed effect? I don't think so.
Just why?
Out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. I know it's too late to retcon anything now,
right?
But
why?
I remembered my character has advantage against effects that cause charm.
Okay.
I mean, technically, Zone of Truth doesn't force me in any capacity to do the bitters work.
Let's put it this way: you have a +2 to your Wisdom save. You probably weren't making that save without a natural 20. So even with the advantage, it's fine.
Yeah.
So
it's too late now. I'm not retconning anything.
Yeah. But for future reference, I don't believe so.
Okay.
We can always look up the spell later, but
so that's true.
So like I said, we're gonna start with the double Ds real quick, just because I think they're gonna be pretty quick and simple. And that'll give the blinds time to situate and get their character sheets open. You guys leave the main sanctuary.
So we're leaving town hall.
Yep, the main sanctuary, the main town hall.
Okay.
And you guys how are you guys heading back to HQ?
Might be a little frivolous, but I'm willing to port us over there. Because we need to get that information there now.
Yes, but I would recommend some caution. At least make sure that we're, not being followed, number one, and number two, that we're out of eyesight of anybody who might be suspicious of, oh, look, those guys just teleported out of nowhere. They're clearly extremely powerful and terrorists or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was getting to that.
Discretion.
Here's my question, though. Even if they see you teleport, how do they know where you went?
What are they going to do about it? Exactly. What are they going to do about it? But I mean,
what do you think this
still.
is? Jumper, where they can open the portal behind you and.
Well, my fear is word getting back to Hunter that the people he was talking to were definitely working against the church, and at which point it would confirm his suspicion for sure, and he definitely ain't going to take what we say under consideration.
Well, we've given him enough reason to doubt.
Yeah, which was the goal. But still, D recommends discretion.
I mean, I'm not. That's. Thing is, I wasn't saying to do it just out of nowhere. I'm just saying he's willing to
Right.
teleport after we get to a safe place to teleport.
It's
Yes,
also
I, as
starting
the
to get
player,
pretty
recognize
late.
that.
Yeah, and it's also starting to get pretty late at night.
I, as the player, recognize D-Knock is not an idiot. D is not completely unaware of the situation yet.
D also doesn't know that D-Knock can teleport. D-Knock may just grab her and be like, hold on to your whiskers and pit Pam.
That is true. That is completely true. It's like, whoa, what the hell was that?
Magic. What? Magic.
Especially as
When
someone
in
who
doubt,
doesn't
it's
have that
always
kind
magic.
of who doesn't have that kind of magic. That's unfathomable to her.
Yeah, that would give the same kind of energy as Moon's Haunted. What? Moon's Haunted.
Yeah.
It's the exact same kind of thing as in Hermitcraft season 8, was it? Moon's big. What?
Yeah, Moonbig.
Moon's big.
What?
Moonbig.
All right.
Okay.
So, you teleport back? Is that what I'm understanding?
We're gonna roleplay
Make it
this
dramatic.
just a smidge.
Yes.
Absolutely. This is
D-Knock's
what,
gonna-
roleplay in my role-playing game? How dare you?
It's a tabletop role-playing game.
I ain't seen no table.
It's BTTT RPG.
D-Knock
Big
is
tabletop RPG.
I will stab you. Where's my whiskey?
I thought it was a desktop.
Hey, look,
child has it.
I only had one flight at JK's, so we're good.
Upstairs?
I'm like, hold on. What's a flight? Because a flight of stairs, a flight of a plane.
I figured he meant whiskey, but
No, not whiskey.
I just returned the favor.
They have an Irish beer flight. That's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, okay. Anyhow,
Anywho,
back to the Double D's role playing.
I love when you say that. Say it again.
Back to the Double D's role playing.
Ooh.
Wait, instead of role play, would it be considered fondling?
Oh Lord, stop!
Stop while I'm ahead.
I am
You
very
weirded out
fond
the
of
Weird Al
D-Knock,
Man.
but still.
I'm sorry. Take it away. Ignore me. I'm gonna mute myself.
He says take it away, but he means take it off. All right. Anyway. We really were the worst pairing for this situation, weren't we?
Why is this so funny? Why is my humor 12-year-old? I'm
Everybody
in for
loves a
night,
good
aren't I?
rack of boob jokes.
Damn,
Okay.
that was a legit spit take.
Completely derailed the whole campaign.
Bert is just dying right now.
Yeah,
How could
kind
you
of
tell?
started to tune everyone out for a bit because
Puns are your least favorite form of humor.
I mean, at least it's not a Bunch of terrible. Okay, yep, that's just what I wanted to see when I
There
was
we go.
Discord. Great job, guys.
Oh my god.
I'm red
You're
in the
welcome.
face and I can barely breathe. I'm laughing so hard I'm sweating.
You are absolutely welcome.
This is where if we
Jesus.
weren't live, we would cut and be like, "Here's the edit, people."
Yes.
And the sad
12-year-old
part
boy
is
humor.
The only people who know what we're laughing at is us. It's all on Discord. Okay.
Okay. Let me.
I can't wait to tell my wife about this later.
Ugh.
Well,
Oh.
So, D-Doc, you ready to role play? I gotta clean my glasses. Hang on. Can't see shit.
Yes, you are, Asta. Yes, you are. And you're one of us too. Don't forget that.
where is it? I have a book somewhere. Ah, yes. How to cope when you're surrounded by idiots.
I have one that's a little harder to hit people with, though. It's a little thicker to, like get the message really united.
Idiot brain. Oh, tonight is Goblin Night. Tonight is Goblin Night.
She's the paid subscription tier.
Oh. Gremlin energy. I'm sorry for bringing that.
That's hilarious.
Oh. Okay, I think I'm not gonna die of a heart attack from laughing.
How to cope when you are surrounded by idiots, or
That
if you
is
are
an actual
one,
book.
That is actually a really good one.
or if you are one.
Yep.
Okay. Oh lordy. Oh lordy Lou. Okay, where are we? Right.
We were talking about
Teleporting.
going to an area to be teleported, and you're like, "I gotta roleplay this."
Yes. Deanoch will turn to D and say low, not whisper in your ear low, but low enough that no one around us will really be able to listen in.
Mm.
He'll say, "We need a quiet place, out of the way, where no one will see."
Or no one will what? I
Where
missed that
no
part.
one will see.
Oh. She looks up at Deanoch with a puzzled expression on her face and signs, "See what? What are you going to do to me?"
Magic bullshit.
Her face goes
magic bullshit that will
slightly
help us.
red. Her face goes slightly red at first.
He looks around for anyone who's nearby. Then he leans in and whispers, "I'm gonna port us to the space."
She just nods like, "Okay. Sure." But she's prepared to keep walking. In other words, she doesn't quite believe what you just said.
But basically, Deanoch is asking her to find us a quiet place because she's the stealth one. More stealthy than Deanoch.
Right.
So he's relying on her to find a place where, should anyone be following, it's hard to get a beat on what he's doing until it's done.
Okay. Then Dee will try to find what she feels is a nice secluded area. And with her background,
And
it should be pretty easy to do here.
yeah.
Yeah, easy enough to do.
Enoch looks around for anyone who's following.
Does not appear to be anybody present.
Yeah, well, you got the higher check, so if you don't see anybody, I certainly don't either.
You're more focused on making sure there's no immediate threats.
My attention is focused on trying to find a shady area.
And Denoch will, using his keen mind bullshit go, focus on the room with the meeting room. We'll go with that.
Sure.
That should give us, at the very least, very familiar.
Yeah, I would say so. You guys find an empty corner or alleyway, and after a moment,
Yep.
and you
Oh.
reappear. In the familiar space that is the meeting room. Yeah, and you can see
And to
as
make sure this is said, it is Denoch, Dee, and Tim who teleported.
understood. And you will
And go ahead.
and you will see Haru, Valinar, and Yet.
Dee's eyes are wide with shock and disbelief at what she has just experienced.
And Denoch will start with, Haru, we need to get out of here now. They're onto us, and from what Hunter was saying, they'll be here any minute.
You're referring to what exactly?
Dee signs quickly. The Divine Fangs. We got a warning from Hunter. They know we're here.
And he implied that they're either already attacking, which, based on you not being panicking, I'm going to say not yet, or they're on their way.
Or someone is. She adds.
Um. Cool.
Do we have anywhere else we can go? She asks Haru.
You can see he's rapidly thinking. The gears are turning in his head. In his head, kind of just behind, and he's. I don't know. I don't know what we can do as of this moment. What exactly was said?
Keen mind.
Yeah. um.
If we know of anyone in the chains, we need to remove them. Hypothetically, of course. I responded, I'm not sure I would have that power, but even if I hypothetically knew anyone in the chains, I probably wouldn't remove them anyway. His reply was, we have sentenced them to death.
Hmm.
Give or take.
Shit.
So they're I mean they're coming here. What? Hmm. What was there any other information given, like time frame or?
He shakes her head slowly.
It was literally the last part of the conversation, and from the way it was said, it was heavily implied,
There's at least
from
a
how
plan.
I took it, that it was occurring within this night.
Hmm.
Happening tonight, you can probably bet on them having people watching for anyone leaving.
Hmm. And the other concerning thing too is our perimeter scouts haven't reported anything back. This could be concerning on a multitude of different levels. I'm gonna send some people to the. I'm gonna send some people to the edge. I'm gonna see what we can figure out about and maybe we can do something before they appear, but what other options do we have? I mean, do we have a way out of here quickly that people wouldn't notice? And he kind of looks around to the group of you.
I mean, I can teleport people specifically to the Laputa.
My understanding
What
that that's not even
does that
nearby,
mean?
right?
No, it's not. By the way, that's only me and like 5 other people.
We have that in this room. That wouldn't necessarily work for us.
Dee's looking around and she just signs outward to anybody who's willing to translate. Does everybody here know how to teleport?
Of our of our group, only the 2 of us and a third of ours, who just recently teleported home, were able to.
And I can only teleport to the one place.
Must be convenient. Being able to just teleport everywhere.
Well, I can't
Not
teleport
es-
anywhere.
Not especially. There's a lot involved, and currently we're working on a permanent teleportation point. Otherwise, there's a very real risk of you just becoming part of a wall.
Well, as you said earlier, magic bullshit. She does like a big jazz hand sort of thing in the air.
Jazz hands!
Mhm.
Magical bullshit, go.
Either we can dig in and fortify, or I write a very temporary teleportation circle to get as many of your group out as possible to the Laputa, and then return once things have cooled down slightly. Maybe Denoc does turn to Valnar.
Hmm.
I know you want to solve the problems on your island first, but we do need to think about Cardin. We wait much longer, there's a very real possibility we will return to him and the dragon, Punk, dead.
Yeah. Bright side, if we do that, it'll give the seeds time to grow.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. We go, we let things cool down here, come back, reinforce what we've been doing. And I'm going to play Villain's Advocate here. That will give both Aaron and Palama time to buckle themselves down. I'm going to suggest this. I'm going to make sure all options. I'm going to make sure you know everything that's involved.
Yeah.
Or they could waste resources trying to find us. Best case scenario.
See if we could have people just dress up as me and just kind of appear at random points throughout the island.
The best way to do that is to get someone with disguised self or alter self.
So you're talking like we will no longer be found by Aaron and Palama. Where could we go on this island that would be safe from them?
That's the thing, not on this island.
I mean, DNAC literally just teleported you.
By the way,
Yeah,
there are
from one
other
place on
islands
the island
available.
to- What?
I mean, have you ever seen but let's go with this, lizard man who's able to do the magical bullshit that I can? You would have heard about it if there was someone like me.
He thinks for a little bit.
Have you ever seen an elephant man?
She shakes her head hard no at that one.
Where do you think Valinar was? Or could hide on this island?
Magic bullshit.
Donna gives a thumbs up to that response.
You just see her becoming more and more confused as you throw more information at her. It's clear, despite being as well informed as she is and having as many connections as she does, she is not aware of any of this information. It's reality changing.
Yeah. There's other things we will need to tell you, but I'm pretty sure we're breaking your brain enough right now, so
So
other things
then
will have
this
to settle.
So then this, and she has to spell it out with prestidigitation, the word lapita, to the best of her figured spelling. Since there is no, well, since there is no way to spell it with her hands, she's like, this lapita. What is this?
Which,
you
by the
speak
way,
of?"
at first you spell it lap to you,
Yeah, not surprising.
switch those 2 letters there.
Yeah, she erases the whole thing and spells it again.
Yeah, that.
What
It's currently
is it?
It's currently on its way to another location. Flying Fortress.
Oh, she seems intrigued at that concept.
Yeah, it's a legit fortress that, through magical crystals, can fly to the different islands and to the surface.
Like the Harmony Stones?
You know of them.
Which, wait, DM, would Harmony Stones be like common knowledge? The existence of them? Or is that like a history type of check?
For you, it'd be a history check with a pretty high DC.
The high DC. Well, here's my +0. Nope.
Ah!
No.
All right, I know nothing about Harmony Stones. Like crystals that make things fly.
We found out a way to repower them. By the way, all islands currently in the sky are powered by these stones, and they're running out of power. So our mission, while yes, we are here to help Valinar clear his name and get rid of the bitch. Our main mission is to find power sources to repower the Harmony Crystal. Otherwise, and he'll just, take his finger and just boom.
You did the jazz hands?
Yeah.
She's like, magic bullshit!
And all life on the island will perish.
So she's just
And
she's
if
just
all
kind of
four-
staring blankly at the wall and nodding as you're speaking and speaking and speaking.
And if all the islands fall, well, most, if not all, life on the surface will also vanish. Anything left will be ruled by the demons. Which, yes, apparently that's another enemy we have to deal with.
She's still nodding.
Your hair is on fire.
She's nodding again, and then she stops, thinks. Surface?
Yes, the surface. There's still people down there alive. A lot of people.
Okay, I'm going to do a history check again.
Well, hold on.
Apparently,
Hold on. What
Actually,
is the point of the history check?
to see how much she remembers of the Ascension Wars and all that. It would seem, being
Well-
a street orphan, you don't have a whole lot of knowledge on, history.
Well, you
Which
do
tracks.
know that the whole a massive majority of why the church has so much power here is because the entire island's dream goal is to basically create a force to one day return to the surface to
Okay.
retake the surface. So even with a 5, you're gonna know some of this stuff. I mean, just learning about it and growing up in the street, sure. But that's the whole that's one of the whole ideas behind the island here.
Okay.
Yeah, is ultimately one day their goal has been to return to the surface and basically, lead a crusade against the demons and devils.
Okay. Let me try to type that up too.
Oh. Mm.
Okay. Caught up.
So, what is your response to that?
She continues nodding. After she's like, "Wait, surface?" And you explain, about the demons being down there, and there are people that live down there too. Again, her eyes go wide. She continues nodding. Okay, so how are we going to get to this Laputa if it's so far away?
I have a different way to
teleportation.
teleport. But
Of course.
that method only lasts for a few moments.
Dee wants to feel like she's not completely left out, so she says, "Well, I can teleport too, about 30 feet."
Don't tell me you. Okay.
Let me put it this way. If you're using something similar to what our previous friend used, that is a whole lot more safer than either of my teleport. So, and also
Okay.
probably less magically intensive. So, I'd almost say that's a one.
Dee will say, kind of suggests that magic really isn't her strong suit, not her forte.
I mean, it's impressive you got this far with what you've got. So, this is not sarcastic in any way, but kudos for as far as you've gotten.
So all I can do is make use of the tools that I have available.
So, Haru,
Anyways, yes.
I suppose it's up to you for your organization. Will we all dig in and fight? Or will we retreat? Because we're not running away. Running away implies that we're afraid. We're retreating. DM.
Sorry, I'm muted. Could you say that one more time?
Diak is talking to Haru. So Haru,
Oh,
for you and your group, are we retreating to the Laputa together, or are we digging in and fighting? Because knowing these two... Wait. Where's Asta?
Uh-oh.
Right here. Why?
well,
You're not in the room with us, Asta.
Oh.
You're out drinking.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Uh-oh. That complicates everything. I kind of forgot about her too.
I know. That everything was leading up to him pointing over his shoulder to where Asta normally stands next to Yet. And he looks and he's like, wait, where's Asta?
Yeah. So, we're not gonna cut to Austin just yet, but I am gonna respond to Haru. Haru kind of looks and goes, "Oh, that is a good point. With one person down, this might change our plans a little bit. However, you guys have encountered Aaron before. How confident do you feel that you can defeat her?" That truly will determine what we can do for our next encounter.
He has no
Our
information
last
about this.
last encounter with her, everything in that fight went tits up.
Yeah.
If we can
Here I with the
prevent
boob jokes again.
if we can prevent a similar situation to that, I feel like we have a fairly good chance. One, we need to make sure that we don't run headlong into a waiting claw.
Yeah.
And two, we need to find a way to prevent that claw from reaching the rest of us. So now that we know what her bone claw minion... Well, Velner, what was the name of that one? Do you remember?
Not really.
Do 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 do.
I want to say it
What
started with an L, but I don't think that's right.
Egan.
Egan.
Even though he had another name before that, but we're not going there.
I don't know why, but the name Leonard came to mind. I have
That's
no
what I was
idea
thinking
why.
too! Like, Leonard just is... We'll call him Leonard for now.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't paying attention to when she called his name. And
Yeah, he was Felix previously.
we need a way to deal with that one and prevent her from using zombies to heal herself.
So you need to prevent Egan from being effective, and you need to prevent her from being able to use zombies to heal.
Yes. And currently, unless we can bring her to some kind of prepared trap that fully prevents undead, which would render me mostly useless too. Fuck. This is why I'm saying we need to. I would rather us retreat to the Lapute to plan better for her. And to maybe potentially get a paladin of on our side.
Wink.
I mean, I don't like the idea of us abandoning
Fully understand. If someone told me to leave the Laputa to leave it in someone else's hands, I would nearly refuse to as well. It's up to you.
He'll turn to Valinar and be like, "What do you think? Would it be worth? Would it be worth me and my people staying and trying to do what we can, or would it be better for all of us to be in one place to strategize?"
I hate the idea of all of us just leaving. I can understand the rationale, but if the Laputa were closer, that would be one thing. But we have it. What? Where would it be now?
It would be close to the outpost.
So it's probably a day or two, I guess, maybe away from the surface. Should put it probably at like a 2 or 3 week journey from here. Ah. Oh man. Uh,
If you
And
guys
I
have
just-
the magic to return at a moment's notice, though.
Well, Denock does. And I just really hate the idea of all of us leaving.
How
If-
long would we be gone? That's the other thing.
Technically, I could bring us back tomorrow. Basically, I would need some time to recharge my magic.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Actually, just real quick, just above game, real quick. Were we planning on trying to deal with the card and stuff while we were?
Yeah, technically, that's kind of what I'm trying to get to.
Okay.
It's just we're getting really close to that date, and I don't see us getting Palama within these 3 days.
We're not going to. I was just saying that's kind of what Valnar was thinking, but I want to use before we decide. Valnar wants to use sending to contact our dragon friend to see where he's at.
Yeah, okay.
D would also point out that if we made a retreat, it would make it easier for her to work on her disguise and all that necessary to infiltrate the church. It'll buy her some time. Instead of having to rush it and be done in the next few days as the party was
Yeah.
hoping for.
Okay. If I guess the other question is, are you guys planning? Do you guys think that having, excuse me, do you guys think if there was a excuse me, if there was a way you guys would be able to be done with your business in just a couple of days rather than a long time, like multiple days? Like, I could see the group of us disappearing for a couple of days, but more than that, and I think we would be in a very different situation than where we are now.
Yeah.
So do you think that's something that you guys would be able to do?
Well, we should probably get this question answered first. Valnar will use sending to contact the Red Dragon
Sure.
to see where he's at.
Wasn't his name like Paphos or something like that?
Paphos, Paphorios. I have no idea.
It's Paphos.
Pathos.
He's like, sup.
Paphos.
Paphos. Paphos.
Paphos.
Paphos.
Papas.
Paphos.
He's straight
Babas!
bussing. He's straight bussing all the way there.
Mm. Sorry, I got to figure it out.
Hmm.
Come on now. Where is?
Now, Dee doesn't know what Aaron is like in a combat scenario. She just knows that the ability to summon hordes of undead and the fact that she put one. What was it? I need a map. Hang on. I need the map of progress.
I'm the
Catullus.
map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Yeah.
I'm the map. I'm
Si-
the map.
Since she put Catullus to fire, Dee believes that even even if the immediate party left, if we came back in a couple days and an attack had been commenced with her heading it, the entire resistance would be completely wiped out. No hope for survival. Actually, this might work out better if they attack in the next couple of days and find that there's nobody there. They may just think that maybe they got bad intel and the resistance is somewhere else.
And then they'll turn the entire island upside down again, like they did when they were trying to find Valinar,
Wasting
wasn't-
resources.
who wasn't even on the island.
That being said, wouldn't it be great if their whole plan was to just drop everything from the chains straight into the ocean below, and we try to teleport back, and there's no solid ground? I mean, let's not give the DM ideas.
I mean, we fight that with scrying.
Or
That's
we
true.
just
Make sure there's somewhere to teleport to first.
teleport to an uninhabited forest that Valinar knows. Like one of the places he hid while the first time around.
Right. Pop up right in the middle of the church. All right, let's just finish this shit right now. Either party
Yep.
dies or Palama and Aaron die.
We just
One or
use
the
that
other.
teleportation circle that's in the church. Just walk right through during the middle of morning service.
Yep.
Oh, well, this is awkward. Oh well, let's just take care of things right now.
Why not middle of the night, sir? Like the Saturday night service?
Eh,
Remind me. It took you guys how long to arrive? At sorry, hold on. No, never mind. I think I have it. It took 1, 2, 3, 4 days. That would make sense. To get there. And that. Did the Laputa drop you guys off at Valinar's Island? I'm blanking on that.
this time around?
No, I think
This
we
time around,
teleported there. We gave them instructions to fly towards. I think we were already flying to this island, but we said, oh no. I think it was specifically we were flying towards this island, and then we sent Paphos to go fly in the opposite direction towards Colophon,
Yeah.
and then we teleported from the Laputa onto the island.
Mm-hmm. And
So
had
the
the
Laputa
Laputa
Yeah.
Laputa begin traveling towards Colophon. Okay. So he would have
I
left.
think so.
probably
Either
then.
that or the Laputa is heading towards this island. I don't. Oh Lord.
We talked about it way too much
Mhm.
and got ourselves all confused.
Yeah, and it's been a while.
So it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. 12. You guys have Yeah, even at a slower pace, he would easily be there. Okay. Sorry, I had to pull up stats of multiple things, do some math, and then figure out what fucking day it was. Okay. You said you sending?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your message?
Checking on your progress. Want to know how close you are to the target. I think that's 15, so that should be fine.
Okay. Shit, I just thought about something else. Hold on. I need my map.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Officially.
Mhm.
Officially, session 153.
Jesus
We
Christ.
started heading towards Proterus on the Lapita. We sent Paphos by himself with a note saying, "Here's your dragon," to go to Colophon. 48 hours later, we had the whole deal with Deanoch and his wife in Scientia. Then we teleported to Proterus. But we have not switched the direction of the Lapita. So the Lapita should technically be either
think
very
we-
close or in transit too.
No, I
Proteus.
think I remember us saying something about heading towards the
Okay.
Colophon?
outpost.
So remember, and this would be so much more helpful if I had an actual map in Roll20, which I don't think I do. Not a very good one anyway. The problem is if I want the big problem is in order to get a nice map made, people want like $300+ for it, and I'm like, fuck
bruh.
that. I'm like, no.
Could you ask Ginger how much it would cost them to do it?
It's possible. I don't like little known detail about Ginger. I don't like asking him how much he thinks it would cost to do something, because he will 100% undercharge himself, and I don't like doing that because he's a very good artist who is not confident in his work. At times,
And that's why you take what he says, triple it.
pretty much. Okay, but so as a reminder,
Love you, Ginger, if you're watching.
absolutely 100%. So as a reminder, Colophon is in the Pinnacle Tips, which is next to or as part of the Overgrowth, which is On's domain. Proterus is the island that you guys are currently on, is the section of land that was raised from Palafai, which was the massive continent where the overgrowth is located. So the Laputa never changed directions. You just decided to have it basically go towards Colophon, the outpost, and then you guys teleported up to the island.
Okay.
At least that is how I am reading this, and I mean I could be completely wrong. It's not likely.
We were not exactly clear. In what we were doing with the Laputa. I'm like, why are we even telling it where to fly if we're just gonna teleport everywhere anyway?
Yeah, that I am correct in this. I'm double checking all my maps and stuff, but I am correct in this. That is how it is designed. So everything was heading in the same general direction. But yeah, so it would have taken. I mean, it would have taken. I want to say. I really wish I was smarter about taking more detailed notes on shit. Um.
Specifically, travel times.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is you guys. The travel times sometimes just go out the fucking window.
Because we teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs travel time?
We're smart like that.
Well, here's the thing. You give a shit time.
I'm pretty
Not to,
sure.
not, not to mention, I'm sure the islands themselves drift somewhat with the air currents.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a good excuse for it. But yeah,
like the floating island from Sonic the Hedgehog.
sure. So yeah, you guys yeah, so you guys would have a general idea that this will give me a good idea because you guys would have had the laptop by now. Seriously, why was that such a long? Oh, because you guys' ship wasn't as fast as it was at that time, right?
Yeah, because we hadn't powered it up.
The hardest part of having long campaigns like this is making sure everything remains canon. Perhaps what we should do is or sorry, not as the players, but the DM might take an opportunity to decide the relative distance between islands as far as travel goes and the rate of travel of the Lapita.
You understand that I have that, but the problem is when your ship got faster, it
It cuts
changed.
travel time, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just apparently really stupid.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, so I guess I messed up my travel before anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna stick with it just because it's the only thing I have to really work with at the moment. You guys know. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys know that it took you roughly 6 days, um, to travel from Colophon to Vagram, which is one of the cities here on Porterus. The last time you guys were here, which was after you upgraded the Lapita.
Okay.
Because I have the fought the Empress of Flame like 2 weeks prior to that, and the Valinar died and then got better, and Katya got got bad, which would have been when you guys fought the water elemental.
Right. I remember that.
So roughly
That's why we're still in this mess.
which is roughly 6 days, travel time, and that's on the same island. So we're gonna bypass any other bullshit that may have happened, but
So technically speaking, if we were 2 days travel already towards this island when we turn it around, that would mean it would take about roughly 8 days to arrive.
you guys were
at
heading in the same direction.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
We're just separated by
Now it all makes
verticality,
sense.
from what I'm understanding.
We're technology.
Oh,
we're
I am.
yeah. The floating
I'm
island
smart.
is what is happen is what.
I'm smart.
Yeah. So
Last time when we left, we had left from the center island between all of the land masses, so we were heading in the same direction no matter what. Duh.
Yep.
So we were about 2 days out from there and
Mhm.
said teleport.
You guys had made about 2 days
Paphos
travel or
really
so.
did. So Paphos believes he could fly faster than the Lapita.
Well, we were all mistaking at that time. He would have never have left the Laputa, because he would have been because the Laputa he's a young blood. The Laputa actually travels faster than he can fly, and the Laputa doesn't get tired. So, like
Therefore,
he does.
yeah,
So,
it wouldn't have made sense for him to fly away. He would be on the Lapita right now.
Depends on where the Lapita is.
So, regardless, I now know.
That's true.
You send your message, and Valinar, you feel it connect. You feel the message is sent. You receive no reply.
Okay.
Oh.
You guys also look out the window and remember it's the middle of the night.
Okay, you almost give me a heart attack, but
Fantastic. And
Sorry.
Fair enough.
You hear you just kind of watch as Valor starts cursing up a storm, then looks out the window and goes, "God damn it! I forgot it's night."
which god?
Gods plural. All of them.
God damn it. That always feels weird to say.
What? Really?
So, back on track, what are we doing? Are we retreating to this fortress of yours? Staying? Hoping and praying that that we don't have to die? I mean, I'm confident in my abilities to take down an individual, but I'm not so sure about an army.
Sorry, I'm also trying to figure out what day it is for you guys. Okay.
Hmm.
Sorry, updating my map. Or not my map, my calendar.
Ah, shoot! No, last time I crafted a specific item, it only lasted for a day. I was thinking about trying to enchant something with a one-time use of sending that we could leave behind.
If you're so worried about him, you could scry on him. Oh, wait. D doesn't know that.
No, but I think Valinar would.
Yeah. I was just thinking because
Of
one
course,
time you
that was middle of
sending
the night.
when you time you send would be useful to leave behind, though, because Valor's might not exactly remember to scry to check on things.
Despite how much trouble we went through to get that
Yeah.
crystal ball, whatever it was.
This might be a good time to see if Carton's still alive, actually.
Let me. Since it is the middle of the night, let's check and make sure that.
Cardin is like endlessly sneezing right now.
Yeah.
In his sleep.
If he's
Okay.
alive.
Why can I not find there? It is. I don't know if the target has to be conscious or not.
For scrying?
Yeah.
No.
One of those weird questions. Valna will use scrying just to make sure Cardin's alive.
Sure. And what's your DC?
19. And just a reminder, Cardin was a Kalishtar, so he has advantage on wisdom saves.
Yeah, but he's asleep, so he's got disadvantage.
Ah, gotcha.
I mean, that's a pretty decent roll. Hold on, I gotta find Cardin's character sheet. I don't think he has any pluses to wisdom. Is this up to date? Okay. Even if this is up to date, he would have a +2, which would mean that he rolled a 19, which would not succeed because aggressor wins.
Hey.
I mean, he doesn't want to be looked at?
He's asleep. This is a subconscious reaction.
I can subconsciously not want to be scryed on.
You're not Katya.
I don't care.
So yeah, you would scry on Cardin.
You wish you didn't because he's sleeping naked.
Hmm. I mean, I would assume Cardin is sleeping in some kind of a building at this time.
Okay.
Probably. If not a yurt.
Well,
So long as there's not tentacly things involved.
Not that you can see.
Well, thank God for small mercies.
Do.
Why am I missing? Huh.
You good?
I'm missing a a note in my
Notes.
on my calendar specifically. Because I'm pretty sure I made it. But I'm not finding the information for the day, I guess I should say, or the information about how long Cardin had to live. I think it was a month, wasn't it?
Well, we've got it right here. He died
Isn't
at
it
the end
just-
of the 8th day.
Yeah, but you guys made that deal a month ago, I think, right?
In real life or in game?
Not in real life. This was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'd be about right.
We were told 2 months, right? No, a month and a half.
Oh,
Right. Let's see.
yeah, please, because like I said, I'm positive I made the note, but I'm not finding it now. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do 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 do.
Mhm.
Let's see here.
Mm, would return in half a month's time.
Half a month.
Yeah. So that's 3.5. 3.5 weeks? Yes. Hold on. I'm gonna.
Half a month to present a dragon before him. And card must remain there until we return. If we do not return, they will take colophone, and the elder is insistent that you agree.
So there are 8 weeks in a month. So you guys had 4 weeks to do so. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Then we went to Vagrum to rescue Shia and Haru from execution.
Yeah. So this would have been right here is when it would have happened. Okay. Deal for.
Yay.
It's close enough. I'm the dating and stuff. I'm not gonna because I didn't keep proper track of it. It's close enough. Like I'm literally off mathematically by like a day. So I'm very much like
It's fine.
I'm not sweating that.
Wait, so we actually have we actually have 3 more days?
You have one less day.
Okay.
No.
So which again, while I'm not worrying about it. So
This is hard.
yeah, I promise to do better next time. So okay. What the hell?
What?
Um, it's a simple fix. I don't know why, but my notes got moved down a week. Because apparently now, according to my calendar, you guys have been on Valinar's island for almost 2 full weeks.
What?
And that's not true. You guys have been here for like you guys are getting
5
ready
days.
to start day 6, so you guys have probably been here for 7 days. The first day or two, you guys didn't have this these goal things setting out here.
You know, it's sad it took me this long to find the damn calendar.
Did I uploaded one, didn't I? It's not very updated,
Yeah.
but I think there's one on the.
Oh, it's definitely not up to date. But I finally found the damn thing.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I will.
It's the year 2036.
Okay, now that we've gotten that resolved, I'm terribly sorry. Okay. Yeah, so you send the message. And then you scrying. You see Cardin asleep in a building.
Boy, that was a lot.
Anything else?
Not really.
Okay, cool. We're gonna pause.
We know he's alive.
We're gonna pause.
Okay.
We go into Katia.
What?
Or
You mean
not
Asta?
Katia. Yeah, Asta. Sorry, my brain is starting to fry itself.
I'm like, why would we go to Katia right now?
Surprise Katia story.
Dun 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 dun! Turns out everything's burning. And
So, Asta. Asta, you have been drinking a lot
I sure
for
have.
a long time. And as the night grows late, you as well grow tired, both of natural causes as well as your drunken state. You guys have been drinking for a long time. Even your dwarven fortitude and resilience to alcohol can only go so far. So, as you are preparing to finish your final cup for the night, how do you settle your tab?
This is going to be good.
oh, how broke is she?
Can I just tell them that Yet will cover the bill?
Yet is not with you. You are drinking alone.
Did she stutter?
I write an IOU.
The barkeep would just cross their arms.
I don't even know how much money I have. Let me look. Yeah, so Asta's broke.
Kind of on the barkeep for not charging you before giving you the drinks.
That's true. If she wasn't so drunk, she would try to make a run for it.
Good luck with that. You're
Well, lass, this ain't no charity. I reckon you owe me a grand total 7.5 gold pieces for your 24 mugs of ale, assuming that you're not drinking this the had the, assuming that you were drinking the, normal ale and not like the fancy anything or heavier stuff. If that's the case, that number just goes up.
Did I meet any drinking buddies while I was drinking, or was I solely on my own?
Would you have smoozed with anyone?
Would I have what?
Like, would you have socialized with anyone?
Just whoever would have been sitting near me.
Would you have sat near anyone?
I mean, how busy was the pub when I first came in?
Not very busy. You would have entered around lunchtime.
But I was also there for 12 hours, so I'm sure somebody sat with me at some point in time, right?
Would you have sat at the bar, or would you have sat at like a table off on in a corner?
She would have sat at the bar.
Okay. Then yeah, I would say you probably would have met at like an older grizzled dwarf who would have come in probably like early dinner time, where the barkeep would have been like, it's early tonight, I see. Yeah, give me a pint of the normal stuff. It's been a day. He'll catch. I'll say if we go back to this time, he'll catch kind of your attention and kind of be like, I see somebody's already deep into their cups. Because at this point, you would have been drinking for approximately, we'll say, 4.5 or 5 hours.
Okay.
I'm also going off the assumption that you're drinking at least 2 ales an hour.
Yeah, sounds about right. Would we have, how long would he have stayed?
Well, he just tried to engage with you in conversation.
We're rewinding the clock to this event.
Yeah, so you see how well you schmooze.
Yeah,
would've,
roleplay. Actually roleplay now.
Are we essentially going back in time to see how she would have responded?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what did he say to me again?
Somebody said he had said looks like somebody's already deep into their cup, looking at you, expectingly.
Nothing for me. Just having a good old grand time, it's been a year.
Aye, that it has.
The group I'm traveling with, let me tell you, it's this was needed.
You don't say.
Oh yeah, we've been going on a few adventures now, and they don't always end well.
Hard to imagine doing much adventuring around here. Ain't much to see, same 4 damn cities and trees.
Oh yeah, my group finds ways. We find places to go.
Yeah? Anything interesting?
Oh, define interesting.
Something this old dwarf hasn't seen in a long time. Something that might actually get the old heart pumping, if you know what I mean.
Well, let's see. Have you seen dragons in your time?
Can't say that I have, just, pictures and books and murals.
Well, we fought some.
Cool. Yeah. Really?
His
I am
voice changes
sitting here
entirely. Cool.
No, that was me, the DM, because I made
That
a
was
roll.
DM. Yeah, that was DM. Cool. Then back to character.
Cool.
She's trying to think of something interesting to tell him, and that's the first thing that comes to her drunk mind.
To be fair, that's a really cool thing. Fighting dragons, and something that people haven't seen dragons in a couple thousand years. That's pretty fucking cool. He currently, however, thinks that you're a lunatic, but
This should be a fun conversation.
exactly. Really now, dragons, huh? Kind of looks around a little bit, and I don't think you would catch it, but like the camera kind of pans and would see the barkeep give a slight smirk and like a slight shrug to the dwarf beside you.
I know what you're thinking, but I'm not just talking shit. It's true.
British. Also no.
Okay. Dragons.
Changes accents when she's drunk.
Ah, damn.
Don't we all?
I change accents on a whim.
And her husband does it without even realizing.
Yep.
So you bought yourselves some dragons, plural, right? Multiple?
Oh yeah, there were definitely more than one.
Oh, it seemed that at least
It was
the
actually
very...
an arena full when we fought them, as a matter of fact.
Oh, an arena. Civilized worms. Well, at least it looks like you came out on top.
We did, yes. My group has quite a good batch of fighters, myself included.
Yeah? I see you have a pretty nice bow there.
Oh yes, that's my pride and joy.
Looks to be, looks like some elven handicraft. It might be nice and all, but it don't beat no dwarven make. That's for sure.
Well, I haven't been home for quite some time, so, I make do with what I've got.
Yeah, I mean, if you want some dwarven handicraft, I got some back, I got some around back with my cargo. It's got some dwarven material.
Oh, that'd be lovely, but, I don't know if I could pay for it. Between you and me, and I get real hush-hush, I'm not quite sure how I'll be able to pay for my drinks.
Hmm. I'll tell you what, how about we go around out back. Well, maybe we can do some trading for your bow, and I can make sure you get some scratch in order to pay for your your drinks.
I suppose
After all having the nice handy dwarven craft made material on hand for a dwarf such as yourself would be much nicer on your hands.
Suppose you're not wrong. We could work something out.
Of course. Let's go see what we have. We'll be back. And he says, and he'll lay some, a little bit of money on the counter. And
This is how Asta gets mugged.
the barkeep kind of goes, yes.
Mugged or raped?
We'll keep. I would never do that to a player. Okay? There's.
Yeah, but the NPC might.
Now listen here, you punk. No.
Even drunk Asta could take him if she needed to.
All I can think of is dwarven handicraft.
So he's going to leave and go around the back of the tavern. Do you follow?
Yes.
He takes you. He
He's
leads
about
you.
to get laid out.
He leads you around back. And just as he said, there is a cart there with excuse me, with a handful of different like weaponry, and you can even at a quick glance you can tell that all of these are very fine dwarven made weapons and other tools and things. And he kind of goes, let's see, let me find my best bow here. He pulls out a bow and gives the string a good tug and toss it to the side and continue digging. And he'll pull out a bow. And he'll also pull a sack of money from the cart and count out a few coins. Set him aside. Kind of goes, "Here, what do you think of this bow here?" And I'll hand it to you.
I pull it back and give it a go, see how it feels.
It feels awesome. It's dwarvish make. The wood has a nice hearty thickness to it, and the way that the bow releases and fling is a very satisfying sound.
That was a satisfying sound.
Thank you. You know, like you can tell that this is a very, even just holding it, it's a very finely made dwarvish bow.
And how does it compare to the bow that I usually use, that I've been taking with me all this time?
Go ahead. I'm not gonna say you would have to make a mark. I'm not gonna say Arcana because I think that's a little bit different. I'm gonna say go ahead and make a perception check. However, you're gonna have disadvantage on the roll due to your inebriation.
Okay, so roll twice?
And take the lowest.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh.
I
That's
mean,
a 7.
it feels really good.
Before we get too far,
Mhm.
This is to the group. Are you okay with that roll, Asta? And are we okay with letting you have a reroll?
Nope. Unless she really, really needs to know.
I mean, I'm not happy with that roll, but
Not enough to want a reroll from the group pool. Okay, I'm just making sure the offer is there.
I mean, think about it this way.
Rerolls. Oh, we got 4 rerolls. It's not a huge ordeal.
There are
if you
resources to be
wanted
used.
Gift me a re-roll, I would be very appreciative.
But that's why I'm also saying to the party, are we okay with letting Asta use one?
Yeah, she rarely uses them, and we've got a surplus, so sure.
Valnar?
Sure.
Watch her roll lower.
You've got a second chance, Asta.
It's always the possibility.
It is. Almost a 25% chance of rolling lower. So go ahead and re-roll.
Just once?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Well, it's not lower.
True. I mean,
Ugh.
after giving it a test poll, it feels really good. In terms of how your oath bow feels, I mean, I wouldn't say that it doesn't feel it feels more comfortable than the oath bow, but you're familiar with the oath bow, so it's like right on that line of like, this could be better, if that makes sense. If that makes sense.
So let me ask you this:
Mhm.
if she were to trade her baby,
Mm-hmm.
would it be the same power level?
You don't know.
Ah,
Not with an
God.
8. Not with an 8.
Is it a risk you want to take?
He kind of goes,
Ooh.
Now, I know it's probably not as sweet as what you're used to, but I'll sweeten the pot for you, alright? How's an additional 100 gold pieces sound on top of it?
Oh, I'd be able to pay for my drinks in the future.
The next time you go out, I'll trade my bow for alcohol. Pretty much.
For another bow, though. I mean, I wouldn't completely get rid
Yeah.
of
Bow and alcohol.
But remember, your bow is also special.
Yeah, I know.
And you're trading for what's essentially a regular bow, if only Dwarven made.
I mean, you guys don't know that, and neither does Asta.
I know. Sorry.
Like, what if it's more powerful?
That's why we're all crying.
Besides, it's just
Oh.
one of her 2 very powerful bows.
How about this?
What?
Can I persuade him to let me take it on a test run?
Oh,
How would you do so?
oh
Very
no.
persuasively.
Yeah, what do you tell? What do you say?
Yeah, roleplay.
You know, I'm a pretty dang good shot. No, my accent's changing again.
All right, you're drunk.
Your husband is rubbing up on you.
Your cardin is showing.
Yeah. You know, I'm a pretty dang good shot. I'd love to prove it to you if you let me test this bad boy out.
I suppose we could do that. Yeah, here you go. Here's an arrow, and he'll point down an alley and kind of be like, "You see that there sign?" And you can see a wooden sign of a blacksmith kind of gently swaying in the night. It's probably about 100 feet away. And goes, there you go. There's a nice, easy target for you. They'll hand you an arrow.
This guy's probably been swindled before. Based on that reaction.
What? Oh, what? Sorry, my D&D Beyond wasn't logged in, so I gotta get logged back in quick. I think you could, if you take the shot, I'm pretty sure. Just give me a moment to verify my suspicion. All of this is pretty sure. 95 sure. Yes. Yes. Go if you want to take a shot at the sign, you can go ahead and make an oath bow shot. You would also have disadvantage due to intoxication, but you can still make the shot.
Okay. Ah, darn it. It's a 16.
With a 16, you let it fly, and it hits the sign. You can see it swing violently for a moment before it comes to rest for a moment, and he kind of goes, "That is a good shot."
What did I tell you?
It felt good
So am I
shooting
able-
it too.
Huh?
I said it felt pretty good shooting it too.
Okay, I was gonna say, even in my drunken state, does the power level feel like what I'm used to, or anything close to it?
That one I think. Sorry, I'm trying to think what check that would be. I don't think it would be Arcana. Let's go ahead and let's say it's an investigation check. Because you're intoxicated, you still have disadvantage on the check. But it's an okay check for you.
Okay. So investigation?
Yep. Disadvantage. Oh, yes. That's a soft 20 both ways. Okay. Hey, honestly, with that, you can tell that no, it doesn't pack as much of a punch as your oath bow. However, you also know that most bows that have additional magical properties, at least from your experience, require some level of attunement. And having just picked this bow up, you know that you are not attuned to this dwarvish bow.
Can I tell if it's magical in any way?
Make an Arcana check. Disadvantage.
Ugh, 5.
5? I mean, you see dwarvish inscription, which could be dwarvish runes. You're unfamiliar with dwarvish runes as you're not a you're not a magical spellcaster. You're a nature caster. sorry, you're not an arcane caster. That's the word I was looking for. So, I mean, it looks like it could have magical properties to it.
Oh, this is hard. This is my child.
The DM finally gets to be the gremlin.
My husband in the background, he's like, do it. It's probably the same, but dwarven.
You sound just like him.
Meanwhile, he does not sound like you.
Oh, trust me, I know. Yes.
He'll shake the bag of gold at you again.
Oh, of course. Oh, man. This is probably the only way she's gonna be able to get out alive without the bartender killing her for not paying for her drinks.
Or her killing the bartender, ending up in jail.
She has thought about that. Would you guys bail her out is the real question.
Depends on if they've learned
If
of
we
your
don't know where you are.
incarceration.
Does anybody
Let's say
even know
that's all.
where I am right now?
No.
No.
You said I'm going drinking. That's the last thing we heard.
But Valinar would have known, right, where she was
Well, he
at.
doesn't know if you're going to the same place. You never said.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
This is
Yeah.
on you, 100%. You're the one who said, I go drinking, and just fucked right off.
I'm sure you were thinking. I'm sure your thought process was, I'm gonna go drinking so I don't have to role play. And then you're like, fuck.
I mean, that wasn't necessarily her thought process. She just wanted to go drinking. But
Yeah.
she thought she'd have more of a fun time than whatever you guys were gonna do.
I mean, she's
And
having a blast.
now you're up shit creek, no paddle.
That's what we like to call
You're like,
awesome antics.
Decisions.
Yeah, decisions.
Decisions. I was just like, I got a new bow and a bunch of money. Oh god, what did you do?
Oh, when she gets back to everybody, it's gonna be great. Ah, gosh. Okay.
If you get back.
Yeah. Thanks for the pep talk, Dina. Well,
Who knows? You turn around and you might find our favorite necromancer bitch. Just looking down at you like,
Oh,
hi
shit,
there.
that's true.
I thought about it.
great.
Oh, this is my favorite bar too.
All right. So here's where Asta is at.
Yeah?
She doesn't know how she's gonna pay for her drinks.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't want to give up her child,
Uh-huh.
but she knows that she was stupid and she didn't let the gang know where she was gonna be. So, any other way she tries to get herself out of this, she knows she's gonna be stuck and probably end up in jail. So, she's gonna take a gamble and she is going to trade her child.
You trade the oath bow for the dwarvish made bow and 100
Pray to
gold.
the gods.
Make sure you write all that down.
Oh, I am.
No, I'm telling her. You are now sans a... What is the oath bow? +1?
What? Say that again?
What is the oath bow? +1 plus...
No, it just has extra damage and stuff for specific weapon for when she triggers it.
Okay, what am I writing down?
You no longer have your oath bow, and you have 100 gold and a dwarven bow.
Yes, okay.
Man, that merchant came out like a goddamn bandit.
I mean, if he's offering 100 gold and a bow, that would automatically suggest that her current bow isn't good. It is probably better.
She's drunk.
So I no longer have my oath bow. I have
Yep.
100 gold. Do I know anything about the new bow yet?
Nope. You don't know anything about it yet. You know that it's a dwarvish made bow. That's all you know about it at the moment. Unless you have identify or you spend like an hour to attune to it, which you're gonna be drinking for a while yet.
Right.
Okay.
So I no longer have my oath bow. I have 100 gold, and the new bow I know nothing about before I spend an hour to attune to it.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. And because Mr. Rom has a hard cutoff, we're gonna end it with you wandering back towards the hideout. Little less intoxicated.
I paid for my drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You pay for your drink. So of that 100 gold, you go ahead and mark off 7.5 gold, which is 7 gold pieces and 5 silver. You're still pretty well.
How much do I have?
Huh?
So how much do I have left?
If you had 100.
So essentially, we were over here planning, and she walks into the front door.
In a way, yeah.
Oh, 92.5 gold.
Why does it have to be a half?
It's 5 silver piece. Like, you could enter it into your character sheet in the money section, and it'll do the math for you.
Oh.
Inventory?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 years of this game, guys. 4 years.
It had money to herself before.
4 years of this game, guys.
Enoch's been holding all the gold in his bag of holding, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys want it, you just have to say.
Alrighty. Well then.
Good point.
We're going to go ahead and end it there for the night, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I know we got to end a little early tonight, but tis what it is. But yeah. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot to mention this before stream. So surprise, guys. But next week, I will not be able to play. I have,
Good Friday.
Yeah, that's totally what it was gonna be. No, wife and I have a date night.
Oh, well, I got Good Friday things anyway, so it's fair enough.
Yeah, so next week we have the week off. But we should be back here on the 25th. Yeah, 25th. We should be good to go on that day.
Okay.
We got to talk to Preach about when he will be doing his again. He just had some pretty exciting news. So he may be taking a little bit of a break. But if you guys know him or if you guys see him, reach out and tell him congratulations. He just passed his LMHC exam, so he is technically a fully licensed therapist. So, yeah,
The guy who does throw the game.
So yeah, he's excited. He went really hard on it, so I'm very proud of him. But in the meantime, everybody else enjoy your weekend, and then enjoy your Easter weekend next week, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks. All right.
Wait that long to see the results of Asta.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right. Good
Bye,
night,
all.
everyone.
Night.
That'll-
Night.